Hello everyone, Mr. Graham here, the art teacher from Kane Elementary School, and today I wanted to show off my Star Wars armor which I've made. This is a Mandalorian costume, which is the same kind of style as Boba Fett or Jango Fett wear, or the new series The Mandalorian. So I made all of this myself, and I would like to show you parts of it, and I will show you how I put on the armor. So I'm mostly very happy with the way my armor turned out, although it's still a work in progress. There are parts that I'm very happy with and parts that I'm not so happy with. I'm very happy with the way the helmet turned out, and particularly the gauntlets. Some of this armor I'd like to redo. I'm happy with this box that I made to store. I made this for storage of the helmet. I wanted to make a box that would look like something that could have been in the Star Wars universe. First thing is the flight suit. So I'm going to put this flight suit on. Now this flight suit is not perfect. It needs some tightening in some areas, and so I need to do some more work on this and stitching of this. And eventually I may wind up getting a completely different flight suit. The flight suit I purchased at the Army Surplus store. This is another Army Surplus t-shirt here. Now I'm going to put on this piece of armor here. Made out of foam. Pieces of this are like those floor foam that you can stand on. And then it has some harder ABS on top. So it's pretty good like that. It has a strap that goes underneath. So you have to step through. Buckle it around over here. These knee armor plates are some knee pads that I bought. They pretty much, I modified them a little bit. I added this strip of ABS down the middle, which kind of stands out, and so it's a nice little detail. Orange is one of my favorite colors, so that's why I picked orange. Now, eventually I would like to make some upper leg armor. This one's taken a little bit of damage from kneeling, but I can kneel in this costume kneel down on my knee, and it's not too bad. Some of the Mandalorian armor, bending and kneeling is impossible. Next, I will put on this belt, which is not the final form this belt's going to take. I want to make one more, a Boba Fett style belt, but this has some packs. Again, this is something I got at, I believe, the Airsoft store in Tulsa. These are World War II German ammo packs, and so there's a lot of that kind of stuff that's used in Star Wars. I'm going to go ahead and put on the boots next. These boots came from Walmart, and they're just some snow boots. They're not very comfortable to wear or walk in for long distances. I did do the mile fun run in these, and walking, not really running, but they're not very comfortable. I had some blisters after that, and it's not the final form I would like them to be in, for sure. And this has some ABS plastic plate on it, and it has a bit of a Velcro system that binds it on the top, and they're not perfect, but anyway, I'm going to put these boots on now. Alright, now let's put on this harness. Usually put on this next, which is your neck seal, and I put some Velcro. I sewed some Velcro onto this. I did this ribbed stitching on here, so this is all stuff that I made myself, and this goes on like this, And now that I'm thinking about it, I think this goes over it. So I need to tuck it in here. And now for the harness, the flak vest. You can see there's a fastener here. It clips. Mythosaur skull on my left arm. Stormtrooper style, somewhat Stormtrooper style plate here. This is some fake leather here, vinyl piece with this ABS plastic on top of it. These plates are all ABS plastic. This little indicator here, if you press it, it lights up. It is a light from a fidget spinner, so you can get that to flash. My Beskar here might be a little big for the Beskar size, but I'm big. And now one of the hard things here is getting this to line up just right so it can be Velcroed along the side. It's helpful to have someone help you get into your armor. Make sure the cape's not caught in there. Make sure it's not lined up quite straight. It has to be lined up straight where we don't see the Velcro. We're going to do these gloves. These are some Nomex gloves. They have leather on the palms, and they're fireproof, like firefighter gloves. And I believe I got these at an airsoft store. So there are some little things like this that are parts that I didn't make myself, but for the most part, the costume was built by me. Well, this is the gauntlet, which is I had to design a special thing to help me shape these gauntlets. These are a plastic. It's not ABS plastic. I think it's another type of plastic here. Maybe it is a ABS. I can't remember, but it's a PVC plastic. But anyway, and then they have some ABS over them to add some detail, like these raised panels on them here. And there's some foam to make it a tighter fit. This is the flamethrower gauntlet, which has pieces here from a garden sprayer. So this is just some garden sprayer stuff that I modified and painted. And there is a tube that can go here and run to the back to some tanks, which I haven't built yet. And there's a light on here too. So we have a bit of a tactical light on here that can be turned on and off. And so that's a good, nice feature on this. Now this is a little bit hard to put on. These little clasps on here are jewelry box clasps. And so it's helpful if you have somebody to help you get this on so you don't get pieces of your outfit pinched in here. But that is the right gauntlet. The left gauntlet has the rocket launcher. These can be removed. You can there's a panel inside here. If you wanted to take the rockets out, they're accessible through here. They're just kind of taped in there, but they stay quite well. But you could remove them and replace them if you needed to. They're just some kind of tuned wood dowels that I shaped and painted. These lines here are just some craft foam, sticky back craft foam stuck on there. The buttons you might recognize if you've played a lot of video games. Those are from an Xbox controller. And these little greeblies on the side are actually was a lightsaber, a little lightsaber spoon that came in some cereal one time, maybe like Lucky Charms. So I had that for a long time and thought, well, I'll use it on there. Be kind of funny. So see if I can get this on without pinching my gloves. Nope. There. Okay. My blaster, which is kind of made to look like a stormtrooper blaster, but it's a little different. Now this is all shaped out of wood. These are layers of plywood that I put together, some of my boomerang wood, and then I used a trigger here, and it's got a spring so it depresses and comes back. That is off an old drill. And I've done some, and I've got something that looks like a clip on here, but it's just a block of wood with some lines I carved in it. It's got something that looks like a scope, and it's got, this is something off a car, maybe a filter of some kind. I've got some Mandalorian writing on here. It has a tactical light underneath it too. It has, these are chopsticks out here. These are some chopsticks, and then I drilled through the PVC pipe. I've got some PVC pipe, and then I've of course got my orange ink cap on, so you can be safe and you know it's not a real, it's just a toy, it's not a real weapon. It can be removed if you're going to film something, but I usually leave it in there. The strap is a strap from a purse, an old purse that had a hole in it. So I try to reuse things anytime I can. I try to recycle and reuse. And now the helmet. So the helmet is the thing I built first. I did a lot of measurements on my head to make this dome, and I made a form to make this dome out of, and then I cast over that dome with fiberglass. So this is tough. This is very strong fiberglass dome, and then I took ABS plastic, and the piece around the visor is one sheet of ABS plastic that I curved. This is a lot of buildup in here with auto body filler and JB Weld, something like JB Weld or Quickwood. And the stock is a piece of some, it's got metal with some kind of a plastic, a nylon or something in between, sandwiched between two layers of plastic. This was something I found in the middle of the street. It had blown off a construction site, and it had been run over a bunch of times, so it has this great texture to it. And then I made this this little rangefinder stock myself, and it will light up if you put a, there's a little, the screen pops out of it, and you can put a little watch battery in there, and these LEDs will light up on it. I got a nice visor at the welding store, and inside it's somewhat padded with some of that, more of that foam. See, there's a vent in the back which does go all the way through, so you get a little bit of breathability. But inside we have some we have on each side, left and right, we have some cooling fans. These are like would be in your computer, and in the very top there's a battery pack. It's rechargeable, and you just plug it in and those fans will begin to run, and they do a pretty good job of keeping it from fogging up inside. So I'm not going to turn it on right now, but is this on? Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing my Star Wars armor. I enjoyed showing it off. If you're wanting to make some of your own Star Wars armor, then there's lots of help on the internet. There's lots of clubs that can give you tips on how to build your own props and your own things. And you can look on, there's lots of groups on Facebook and other places on the internet. There's a whole group for the Mandalorians called the Mandalorian Mercs. And there's lots of help there if you're wanting to build stuff yourself. All right, we'll see y'all later.